Hello everyone, this is the Japanese German Economic Diary. In this video, I try to find out the reasons why the mood in Germany is so much worse than in Japan, even though the pace of economic growth is almost the same. This channel, Japanese German Economic Diary, aims to provide timely topics about Japan and Germany to people involved in business in both countries. If you like this video, please support me by subscribing to the channel and hitting the like button. So let's get started. 5 major economic research institutes in Germany recently jointly published their autumn economic forecasts. According to the report, the economic growth rates, inflation rates, and unemployment rates of Japan and Germany are strangely similar. GDP growth will be 0 this year and around 1% from the next year. Inflation will be well contained and unemployment will remain relatively low in both countries. Nevertheless, the mood in Germany seems to be much worse than in Japan. Volkswagen, for example, is in big trouble after announcing its first domestic restructuring since the company was founded, which is considered taboo in Germany. There are also many other pessimistic headlines in the press, such as Germany sinks deeper into economic crisis as both companies and government fail. If you look at the industry heat map in the Ifo Business Confidence Survey, the only industry that has done well recently is the aircraft industry. Perhaps Airbus is doing a little bit better because its rival, Boeing, is lagging behind due to some scandals. Other industries are mostly in blue, which means they are suffering from the recession. Why is that? The first reason I can think of for the difference in sentiment between Germany and Japan is the big difference in business confidence, which is also a leading indicator for the economy. In Japan, the composite PMI is currently 52.0, indicating that the economy has a clear positive growth momentum. On the other hand, the German composite PMI at 47.5 is below 50 and has been falling rapidly of late. This suggests that the negative growth momentum in Germany is accelerating. Germany and Japan are two of the world's most advanced countries in terms of declining birth rates and aging populations. So they are in a similar situation in that they are suffering from severe structural labor shortages due to the mass retirement of the older generation. Companies tend to try to retain as many employees as possible, so the unemployment rate is difficult to rise. According to the forecast of the 5 major research institutes, unemployment rates in Japan and Germany are expected to remain low. However, if we look at recent trends in unemployment, the picture is quite different. In Japan, the number of unemployed people has remained almost constant for the past 2 years and expected to decline slightly in the future. By the way, this slide is taken from Bank of Japan's Outlook report. I believe this Outlook report is one of the best English language explanations of the Japanese economy. If you have anything to do with Japanese business, I strongly recommend that you read this report yourself. It is published quarterly in January, April, July, and November. In Germany, on the other hand, unemployment has been rising for 2 years. Some of this is due to Ukrainian refugees and not entirely to the weakness of the German economy. But there has been a lot of redundancies announced recently, especially in the car industry. The number of unemployed people is likely to rise further towards the end of the year. Unemployment is a serious drain on society, so it is no wonder that the mood in Germany is so gloomy. From a more medium-term perspective, Germany's potential growth rate has fallen sharply since the corona pandemic. Germany's current potential growth rate is estimated to be around 0.5%, which is now almost the same as Japan's. In both Germany and Japan, labor input makes a negative contribution for demographic reasons, depressing potential rate of growth. While the Japanese economy is growing and the German economy is shrinking, interest rates in the two countries are moving in opposite directions. While the BOJ is expected to raise interest rates by 25 basis points every 6 months, the ECB is likely to cut rates by 25 basis points at each policy meeting. Of course, interest rates in the euro area are not determined by the German economy alone. But as the GDP and the inflation in Germany, which accounts for 30% of the Eurozone, surprise to the downside, the pressure on the ECB to cut rates faster than initially expected is increasing. The widening interest rate differential between Japan and the Eurozone was the driving force behind the weaker yen and stronger euro earlier this year. But this trend has reversed already. From now on, the yen is likely to appreciate gradually against the euro. Helaba, for example, forecasts that the euro-yen will reach 155 next year. This 155 level is widely regarded as an important support level in the long-term technical chart. According to the latest BOJ Tankan survey, the predicted exchange rates by the Japanese companies for the second half of this fiscal year are 156.35 yen for all firms and 155.77 yen for large exporting firms. As 155 yen is seen as a strong support, the euro's depreciation against the yen is expected to stop just above this level. Incidentally, the current weak yen against euro is a strong headwind for German companies operating in Japan. Most of them believe that 130 yen per euro would be a reasonable level. The IMF's purchasing power parity is 121.26 yen to the euro, so the current 163 yen per euro means that the euro is about 35% overvalued fundamentally. Germany's economic slump has been so long and so severe that German business is complaining loudly. According to a recent survey by the IFO Institute, the top 5 complaints about the German governments are an ever-expanding bureaucracy, slow progress in digitalization, high energy prices which affected international competitiveness, a lack of skilled labor, and the tax and social security burden. Japan's economy is not that great either, but judging by the reaction of Keidanren, the Japanese Business Federation, to the launch of the new government, the Japanese business community does not seem to be too unhappy with the Japanese government. Keidanren is ready to cooperate with new Prime Minister Ishiba and gently asks the government to do its best to secure energy, improve the social security system, promote wage increases, support regional revitalization and reconstruction, respect diversity, and ensure national security. This contrast in frustration may also explain the wide gap in sentiment between Germany and Japan. In Japan, the general election will be held on October 27th, and the future of Japan will be decided not only by members of the LDP, but by the entire nation. At the moment, Japan's prospects are not particularly bleak, and it seems in a much better position than Germany, at least economically. No matter what the election outcome would be, I sincerely hope that the Japanese people will make the right choice and that Japan will continue to move in the right direction. That's all for today. Thank you very much for watching until the end. If you like it, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. If you are interested, please also take a look at my blog using Web Translator. The blog is updated daily. You will find the link in the summary section. See you next time.